In these episodes, we see that Death Watch is really a threat to the Mandalore, and of course, is a threat to the Mandalore neutrality, because Republic wants because some of the Death Watch agents were fighting with the Jedi, so this is a violation of neutrality by Mandalore, and now Princess Satine wants to travel to Coruscant, to the core planet of Republic, and explain in the Senate that Mandalorians can maintain their neutrality, and it will save many, maybe even millions of lives. And they are travel in a very big luxurious spaceship, and here in these episodes we see that this especially interesting is this affair um, between Princess Mandalore and Obi Wan, to the point that when the action begins and they are trying to fight droids, separatist droids. There is a scene when Anakin is saying, Obi Wan, I will take care of the droids, and you will rescue your girlfriend. And of course, and he is leaving, and Obi Wan is yelling after them that Princess Satine is not his girlfriend. But this is the case, and of course Anakin understands this, because in Attack of the Clones he married Padme, and he's secretly in a romance, in secret marriage. So he knows what love to other person, love to the woman really is. And in this episode specifically, we see that Obi-Wan was ready to abandon Jedi Order even to marry Princess Satine. So we see that their affection, their communication between each other is really interesting, and this is something new, because Obi-Wan is always called a troll of universe of Star Wars, or specifically of Star Wars Clone Wars, and in these episodes we see his more serious face, his more advanced, serious, grounded face, because of Princess Satine, how they argue, how they exchange arguments, and of course we see that, for example, in the government of Mandalore there are many agents or even senators who are opposing Princess Satine, because of the Mandalore past, and because of the aggressive nature of Mandalorians in the past, and we see that Princess Satine is in the case of neutrality, she is a real believer. She really believes that Mandalore and these other systems can be neutral, and she didn't believe that the Death Watch is a real serious threat, and she's serious that Mandalorians can on their own contain this threat by this terrorist organization. And of course, probably Chancellor Palpatine will be pushing to the Republic to intervene. And in these episodes, we also see that because there is the last scene when the Princess Satine or someone is being captured, is kidnapped and being captured, and they need to kill him to rescue another person. And of course Anakin intervene, and he kills this senator, this traitor, without any anger, but also without any remorse or thinking twice. And we see that this is the difference between Obi-Wan, other Jedi Knights, and Anakin, that if something is serious and if something needs to be done, it will be done. So this was also interesting part, that the difference between Obi-Wan, who is always trying to rethink things and also not always kill his perpetrator, his enemy, but Anakin has this very thin line of where he needs to be aggressive or where he needs not to be aggressive. For example, in the episodes where when Ahsoka and Varys were infected by this worm, he interrogated Pogo the Lesser in a rather cruel, sophisticatedly cruel way. So we see that Anakin is a very concrete man, and Obi Wan or Satine, they are always in this gray area, not always sure what to do. So in this scene, it was really interesting to see the differences between Obi Wan understanding of. Obi-Wan understanding of Jedi Order and Jedi Codex, and understanding of Jedi Order and Jedi Codex by Anakin Skywalker. Nevertheless, I think still the most interesting part is this part or these discussions between Princess Satine and Obi-Wan, because Obi-Wan is usually very restrained to use force, but Princess Satine is even stronger supporter of neutrality and not fight at all costs, which is of course completely different to whole culture and whole planet of Mandalore. So maybe this should be explained more, maybe because of the suffering of Mandalorian people in the past, because of their wars. But here it's not very well explained why Satine is so stronger supporter of neutrality at all costs. Because knowing the lore, probably Mandalorians will be happier to serve by the separatist side. So maybe Satine is just some short episode which will end briefly and shortly. Let me know in the comments what do you think about this specific episode and specifically about Princess Satine.